So this is a little lavacast tutorial on how you can make a lava pyramid, or a pyramid used with cobblestone of course, but using lava and water only, and some dirt if you want. So let's get into it. And do remember to like the video and stay tuned for future lavacast tutorials as well. So firstly, we're just going to make this very small little pyramid here, just to get some basics going. That will be enough. And then we're going to make we can actually make this out of dirt. That works completely fine. None of these blocks will actually be visible. And you'll just strike out every second block. And this is probably a little bit too high. I don't think we'll do a big one like this. But what you do is you pour some lava and wait it to reach the bottom, and when it does, you pour some water. You can remove it pretty quickly. Great. Now we can remove that block, save our lava, and begin on the next level. Not that level. Sorry guys, you wanna put back that block there. And that, of course, the new level. Otherwise you will have a pyramid that's a little bit more, has a little bit of a sharper tip, kind of. That makes sense. Right, so then we pour some water on top of this again. Remove that, wait for it to sink down, and remove that. Put some blocks inside there, put the lava, wait for it to reach the bottom. I think you kind of get the process, so let me fast forward the rest of this. And there we go. We made the entire pyramid anyway, so, well, that's how you can do it. And now I didn't save the lava sources, but I'm sure you will if you do this in survival. But yeah, you just save a tiny little bit of time if you don't do it. And if you are... make sure the lava reach the bottom every time, like we didn't do in the beginning. We failed there a little bit. Then you shouldn't get this type of artifact as we got here. And then it should be smooth like this, basically. And that's basically how to make a pyramid. Well, hello nerds. This time we'll cast a staircase. But anyway, some people have been asking about little shorter tutorials, so we'll just part it up in bits here. And this time we will, as I said, make a staircase. Now we first need to do this staircase pattern. We can do it with any material that's easy to work with, and you of course can do this as well in creative as well as survival. And to turn our staircase, we can basically just turn it like this, so we have like a smooth shape, just like that. And we can turn it around in a circle if we want to. So we're going to make it there. And then the last little bit, we're just going to have it here. Right, so now when we have placed our skeleton to make the staircase, we'll place a block of lava on the top step. Watch the lava reach the ground. When your lava has poured complete, we are ready to pour the water. So, we can do like this. We'll just put a little block over here so we can pour our water on top. And you can remove it kind of instantly. And watch the water pour down. Very nice. Now, when the water is safe and well, we can save our block or our lava source. And we can use it multiple times. To make this a nice staircase, you'll just remove this block, and it's like a little hole here, so we can just replace those with actual staircase blocks. Well, I think that's pretty neat anyways. Saves a lot of time and is very easy. You can even leave them like this if you want some kind of support. And you can also remove like one block deeper down if you want to have some kind of coverage to your staircase to make it feel a little bit more protected. You can do like that as well. So basically, a lot of you have suggested that with your cobblestone casting or lavacast, can't you just cast a wall in Obsidian? And no, not really. It's not that simple. But there is a way you can cast a wall in Obsidian, and I'm going to show you how you can cast a wall in Obsidian if you would want that. But of course, it's not as easy as casting walls in cobblestone. So let's get into it. So first, you need to make a wall in another material, preferably some material that doesn't burn, like dirt. Then we place 1 bucket of water. To build an obsidian wall, we need a lot of buckets of lava and 1 bucket of water. Now, you of course can just place obsidian as it is, and you know, it's not much harder. This is kind of only useful if you basically need to have a wall and you don't have a diamond pickaxe. So actually for this wall size we do need 2 buckets of water to stretch it out all the way. Then you take your huge inventory and fill it with lava buckets. Then you just place the lava buckets. Of course, this is creative, so this is much easier. I don't need to fill them and empty them like this, but this is how to do. And the good thing about making a obsidian wall like this is that you do not need any diamonds or anything like that. Or you can of course also cast a nether portal by doing this same method. You'll just need to do like this, of course. Beautiful. And if you want the wall on both sides, you'll need to do the same thing on this side. This is kind of how to build with obsidian without having a diamond pickaxe, you know. But, well, it's not super handy, but I guess if you do this, don't place anything wrong, because then you'll have problems. It will be very hard to remove this without the diamond pickaxe. Well, and when you're done, you just remove all the water. Maybe some of you already knew this, but if you want to cast a wall in obsidian, you know, this is how to do it. And there is not another more economical way to cast in obsidian. You basically need 1 bucket of lava per block obsidian you want to cast. Yep, and there we have another portal. 2, if you wanted to cast that. So today we're going to look at some different techniques on how to cast smooth walls, just like this one. So let us check out, like this is the 5 meter wide smooth wall. It's very easy to do. This is the 3 meter wide wall, which requires some timing. If you mess up the timing, your wall might look like this a little bit. So the 5 wide wall is a little easier to get smooth. And then I'm just going to show you a little example of how you can use this smooth wall technique to section off. So you can have a wall that's wider on the base and more narrow on the top. You will, however, get some artifacts, but the kind of secret with this thing is that we have an uneven base. The center of this wall is 2 blocks wide, and this fact has caused this side of the wall to be smooth like that mostly. And of course, timing is a little bit important, so here you can see it's a mess here when I just left it, because I just showed it off in section. So we're gonna take a little look at that more, but first we're going to cast the most simple smooth wall. And this of course works in both creative and survival, whatever you play. So we're going to put some blocks as long as we want a wall there. And then 2 blocks at least above that, we're going to put a second little layer like that. And then we can place some lava blocks. The furthest away we can have in distance is 2 blocks space between each source. So here's one source. We can have one source there, but we can also have it here. So here we have 2 blocks space between the sources there. So we're just gonna place down a few of them there. And there we go. Then we're just gonna wait for this to get to the ground. Like that. Now we can pour some water. You wanna pour 1 block of water over each source, and you want to do it like not super quickly, but decently quickly, so that the lava can kind of turn in another direction as we cast it. Because if it has the opportunity, then it will create some artifacts like I showed you on my example there. Then we can remove the water sources, wait for the water to sink away, and we can pick up our lava sources again if we are playing in survival. This is a very good idea to do. So we can create the next section. So here we can see this smooth wall looks very beautiful, and it even has this little top thing here that just gets automatically done. It kind of looks very wall-y, so you don't even need to decorate this one for it to look good, which is real nice. But if you want to, of course, you can use this. You can remove these 2 blocks here, and you'll actually get a walkable little wall here. So it's very, very, very nice wall. It's like, this is probably something you would build, so you can actually cover behind the battlements, you know. This is the most functional wall, but if you kind of wait several seconds when you put the water sources on top of each other, you might get some artifacts like that. Anyways, if you want a very fail-safe wall, you are looking for the 5 wide wall, which does look like this when we just cast it. So let's do that one. And this one is a little other way. You basically do like this. Where you want your wall is you make a 3 wide little walkway, and you can make this out of any material like dirt or anything. It won't be really visible actually when we are done with the casting. So it will be hidden inside. Right, so you create it as long as you want your wall there. And then you place a block with 2 spaces apart, just like this. Okay, one more then. And there we go. Then you put a lava source on top of each of these blocks. Then you have a temporary little thing here out of dirt, is the most easy. And I think it was about every 5 blocks or something you need to put a lava source. Of course, we want to wait for this one to reach the ground, otherwise your wall will not reach the ground. Yeah, that's good enough. We can just pour here. You can see this one kind of floats out a little bit more, so we don't need to have them as often. And if you mess up the timing with this one, it doesn't matter very much. The wall will still be very nice and smooth, which is why this one is like very fail-safe. Wait for the water to drop down enough so that you can save. Whoops, now I was too fast. You can see that happens then. Oh no, okay, I forgot the lava source. So, a water source, I mean. So, you know, that's why you want to wait for the water to pour away, otherwise you will kind of destroy them. And here we have it. A beautiful 5x5 super smooth wall. This is the absolute simplest to build in terms of its literally impossible to fail with this one. And you can of course remove the blocks as we did on the last one, and you'll get a pretty decent walkable wall like this, even though you might want to pimp it up a little bit to look a little cooler. This wall is hollow, so it can be a great way to make, I don't know, walkways. You can have a walkway here. Light it up though, otherwise you'll have company. So that's how to make that smooth wall. And if you wanted to make a wall like this, that's kind of open on the back side, which I think this looks so amazingly cool. Like this is the side you have towards your base, I believe, or I would. So it feels a little bit like in the inside, you can kind of hide inside a wall and stuff like that. And on the outside, it's this kind of smooth surface. And so how I made this basically was that I've sectioned them off, and I had a even middle, which means like there's not an odd number, it's like 2 blocks is the middle of the wall. And it's just reaches out 1 block more per step. And on top of that, we'll just place 1 block each apart like that, and we just pour lava on top of this and just wait for it to reach the ground. And that will be good enough for these intents and purposes. And you can actually also do like this, but you'll have to be a little bit quick, and you might lose some lava if you do like this. But you just remove them like that and place water directly, oh no, like that, and we need to make it, oh, I messed up the time there, we need to make it not, yeah, well, kind of like that. Be a little faster than me though. And here is stuff that can happen with this wall. And did we actually reach the, yeah, it actually got time to reach the ground there. Now, sometimes the water feels a little bit bugged, it's like, it's not getting removed properly. That just lava pool just escaped here. But you'll get the way how to make it, and this one will create some artifacts as I showed you before here too, but you know, it's still part of the smooth wall family in its workings. And you of course can use this method on these walls as well. If you would cast this, you would just want to have like block protruding like this when you are casting on top of here, and it will just be 1 block wider there. Like this wall here, if you want an example of that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to cast a smooth wall. Today we will look at a new method of casting, which has been developed in March 2020 by a guy named Guy Jepson. So he calls this method water casting, and it has been brought to me by the subscriber Latvian Minecrafter. So I decided to take a look on the water casting principle. And by this principle I have changed it just a little bit, and I will in this video bring you what I call alternate casting, which is kind of a variant of Guy Jepson's water casting method. And it's really smart. I have to give the props to Guy Jepson of inventing this way of using kelp to be able to cast with lava over water, because this is usually not possible. But that was a really smart one. I have not come up with that myself, that you could use kelp to do this. Now he also uses seagrass, and I don't really know why, to be honest, because I can only use kelp. I have done some tests. Anyways, I will show you how to do this alternate casting. This is the absolute fastest way you can build a pyramid with, even faster than regular or water casting. let's look at my little variant, alternate casting. Let's go. Alright, so let's find a nice little space where we can show you how to do alternate casting. There is a slight possibility that the pyramid will be slightly irregular. I don't think it's much worse than making a regular pyramid, but you can see that the shape is a little bit off. But you know, man, like the speed of what you can make, like this pyramid, it's just much faster than like making a regular pyramid, which I've used with lava casting only. So let me just show you the difference with alternate casting. Like, of course, now when it's this big, each layer will take a lot of time, but it's just much faster. And you know, it's not instant. Of course, it's not instant, but it's much faster. So basically, what you do is you kind of make a little base. Oops. So you don't need to make like too large base, but you want to make a little pyramid to like, I don't know, save some time basically. It will be pretty fast, so you probably don't need to make pyramid like bigger than this one, but just make a pyramid. And check in the description also, you can find a video from Guy Jepson if you want to have like more detail on his like original water casting method, because you know, this method I show you here is kind of alternate casting. It's not exactly the same, but we will use his principles, so he should have the props for getting up, like coming up with this method of using kelp. So I will just like firstly display to you the water casting principle. And that's of course, instead of pouring lava over water, we pour water over lava. And to do this, we actually need kelp. So here we have some kelp. We press one kelp down, so we can place down a block above it, and we can place another block above it. We can remove that below. We can refill with water. We can fill up with one more kelp, and here you have the base of water casting. Now, I don't know exactly why, but if this method doesn't work, you can see that area here. Place a seagrass, like it's somewhere, seagrass. Oh, there it is, seagrass. Place seagrass here, here, and here on all the sides, and maybe it works for you. Guy Jepson, he uses that method, but I found out with my tests we don't need that, so I don't know. Anyways, we should now start water casting. And I'm trying to remember correctly, but I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add 5 blocks above it, remove this one, and then we will place lava on top of this kelp here. We can place it directly on the kelp, and you can see this little gap here. The kelp has created a water space so that the water can run smoothly into it. And we can now get a very nice pyramid. Also, thanks to Latvian Minecrafter for giving me this method. I didn't know about it, but now I know, and now I'm going to show you. So anyways, here we can see we have this shape. So in Guy Jepson's method, we would remove this lava source, and we will then wait for it to disappear and pour another layer of water and repeat this process. However, the difference which I have made with my alternate casting is that we instead pour water next, and this will speed up the process of how to make like a large pyramid fast, which is, you know, what this video is all about. How to make a large pyramid, a huge pyramid, humongous pyramid, gross, dekai, like very fast. Anyways, that's enough language lesson. So here you can see this pillar. We place down 5 blocks. We will remove 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we removed 4 of them, we will place a water source there. You may of course remove the lava source, and when you're here you'll need to top up this to make it a perfect pyramid. Whoops. Oh no. I don't know, I misplaced the block there, and you can see it changed the water pattern. It's possible that will mess up things, so I will take no chances making a tutorial. So that's basically how to do it. You know, you just top up the pyramid here, so you get a sharp point. Add 2 kelp, and then you will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove this one. Place the lava, and you will just wait for it to pour down. Alright, you can now see that we get a nice sharp edge there, and like one of the good sides with using this method is that you will not get a skirt on your pyramid. Your pyramid will be more sharp, and it's also faster. Anyways, here we are, and now we will remove 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, you can remove this lava source if you are quick enough, like that. You just wait for that to pour down, and when you don't have to wait. You can immediately start to fill this out to top it up as a nice pyramid. 1, 2, add 2 kelp like this. And remember, if it doesn't work for you, try and add seagrass around it, because that's what GMODISM does. I don't know really why you have to do that, but anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Remove this one, place some lava, and you will wait for the pouring process to begin. Anyways, let's wait for this one too, and we can get back to repeat the pattern again. And there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Pour the water. And top up the pyramid. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More blocks above it. Remove this one. Wait for the water to get down. It's already down. Place the lava. And wait again. You can see it like in this short time we have actually made a quite large pyramid already, and you can understand that this huge behemoth down there would have taken much longer time to actually complete with regular lava casting. And I messed up some places. You know, if you mess up this 3 to this 5, 4, 5, 4, like place 5, remove 4, place 5, remove 4, place 5, remove 4. If you mess that up real bad, your pyramid will not completely fail. If you make it higher, you will instead get this interesting broken pattern like I have, which is necessarily not bad, but if you make it perfectly like we have done in this pyramid, it will be perfect. And as you may understand, you may probably want to make sure that you make it perfect, because if you don't and you mess up your pyramid, you can't really fix it. like imagine fixing this pyramid manually, like fixing all the blocks on one side. I don't know, I don't have time for that. Like, I don't care that much. So be careful, basically. That's what I'm saying you. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time, just because. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove 4. Place the water. Top up the pyramid. Place 2 kelp. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Remove the one bottom. Make sure you reach the bottom. Place the lava. And make it all over. You can see it's pretty quick. Like, seriously. And of course, it takes some time to pour the lava. But when you have... I don't know if this is true, but GMODISM says that when you do the water casting part, like we're doing exactly right now, it causes much less lag than when we're doing water, like lavacast, I mean. I don't know if that's true, but maybe. I didn't see a difference, but it's probably true. He seems to know stuff. Anyways, if you want to know more, check out his video. So, some of you have asked, can't we do this with smooth stone? And well, you could. You could cast with smooth stone. You just can't cast as fancy things, and it's a little bit more tricky. but it can save a little bit of time if you know what you're doing, and I'm going to show you what you can cast with smooth stone and how. Just 2 simple examples. Alright, so here we are. Here we can see a little simple cast bit of smooth stone. It's not the best way. Water flows this far. Lava, however, only flows this far. And this is something you have to take into account when casting with smooth stone. First, we're going to look at how you can cast platforms in water using lava and basically make some smooth stone platforms in water. It's pretty simple. So basically what you can cast with lava when you cast it on water is this kind of shape. It's like a 4x4 diagonal square. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically what you do is you find a nice spot to do a little cast, and then you just make some platforms, or like 1 block little runway rather. Then we can make another one, and you know how far they will flow away, so you will get different types of patterns depending on how far away you make these. So something like this. And then you can put out lava. You can see just the shape that's formed. When the lava hits the water, we get this kind of shape here. You can see they spread out in both directions like that, and you get a pretty nice shape like that. And you don't need to use like a lot of lava buckets. You can reuse the same too, of course. And then you can just check here, like 1, 2, 3. So if we have it 1, 2, 3 away, it will be a little too far. I think maybe like this will have 4 blocks apart. Oops, that's wrong. There we go, 4 blocks apart there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. And then we can see what type of shape we get. Wait for it until you do not hear any solidation sounds again, and then you can just remove all the lava sources. And you may remove these platforms here. So it can be a nice way to make a cheap stone bridge just with the buckets of lava, and you kind of get this shape. It will be symmetrical. If you do it right, you can just continue doing it. If you make it further apart, you will not get a smooth floor like this. You will instead get some holes in between of that casting shape. This is kind of basic, but if you didn't know that, I just tell you, this is how you do it. And the shape of your structure, of course, will be the same as the lava that hits the water with its maximum flowing capacity, which is this shape. So you kind of just piece these shapes together and think about where you place the sources, and you will get a result like this. Now we should go to the more advanced parts of casting with smooth stone, which is, for example, casting a wall. Casting a wall in smooth stone is not super easy, but what you can do when you do it is that you can cast it 3 blocks thick like that, and you will have a pretty sturdy wall, more sturdy than the cobblestone walls we see, as they only have a thickness layer of 2 blocks in total. So I guess the advantage of this method is that you can do more sturdy walls, basically. Yeah, well anyways, so how big can we cast each piece? Well, you can see this area covered by cobblestone. This is the kind of slab we can cast, and we can only cast it 1 block high each time we do a cast. That's basically how it works. What you do is you build a shape like this, 3 times 5, 3 by 5, and this will let you cast a 3 by 4 smooth stone slab with a little piece sticking out like that. And you can cut that away if you want to, or you can use it as irregularities when starting the next section. This might not be quicker than actually doing it by hand, just melting the stones. But if you don't want to waste any fuel doing that, this can be a nice method. Anyways, let's get to it. The basic principle is having this 3 by 5 shape. And then in one of the corners, you place a water source. And when you've placed that water source, what you do is you build a little tower like that, and you pop the lava right under there. It will then spread out just like this, and oops, now we're just gonna cover for so it won't flow out of this shape here, this little mold, and it will cast itself like this. Yes, yes. You kind of have to make some walls for it as high as you want. And when it's all cast, you can just remove the lava source and you will then get this cast shape. You can pick up the water to reuse it. Here you can see I've built this shape here, and we also added a dispenser with a lava bucket in it and a button below. What we do is we can just start on a new one here. Whoops. Place some water. Click the lava. Wait for it to spread out and wait for the spread outs to build one more block. Then you can click again and it will finish its process. And on PC at least, this should result in perfect results every time. It would just be like that. Make sure you hear all the sounds, and when you're down you can pick up the lava and with the water, and the lava will then disappear, forming a new slab. Fill both of them and spread it out and just click again. Now water and lava can behave a little bit on different computers and systems, but generally it should be the same for all Java Minecraft versions. And just wait for it to solidify again, and like that. So I can just show you kind of basically how to do that. It's not like hard. We just do like this. We build some walls here as high as we want the piece of wall, which I don't know how high you want it, but let's say we want to make it totally this and one block more. So we're going to make that high of a wall. Not very high, I know. It can be a little bit tricky to make other forms of molds, but this is the best type of mold I found for making walls. You can't really make larger molds than this in this direction, because the water needs to come from one side and the lava needs to come from another side. Otherwise the casting process won't work, which you definitely will notice if you do try this out. Here we can see we placed one there. We can then have a lava bucket in the center. We'll just need to fill up these holes here. Place a bucket of water. Click the button. Wait for it to spread out. Spread. Click again. And it shall then make a nice cast. So if the water would be from the middle, for example, then the lava would kind of remove the source of the water, meaning that, you know, all the pieces you wanted to cast won't be cast. When you try it out, if you try some different methods, I'm sure you will notice. You can, of course, however, kind of, you know, carve out sections by placing blocks in the middle that are more easy to remove and such like that, if you want to make hollow structures like that. Anyways, let us indeed make this wall complete, and I can show you how to basically how to extend it. It's pretty simple. Alright, and there we have the last layer for this wall section. Beautiful. We can then remove it here. And we now can basically remove all the earth or dirt on the sides here. So you of course need like one layer higher than what you want to cast. But this is all solid smooth stone, which is pretty neat. Steal that lava bucket. And then of course, if you would want to make a wall by using this method, You just do like this, remove all the earth blocks like that. And we of course start on a new mold but we of course use this as kind of the backbone. So then you can choose if you want to keep this irregularity or if you just want to remove that and use that as a straight wall. We should try and keep it because it sounds a little bit more fun. So remember we need to get a 3x5 shape. You don't need a dispenser, but it can make the process a lot easier, of course. And then we just build the mold 1 block higher than the height you intend to cast. Just like this. And there we go. Water source in the corner. Now we have an interesting little shape like that. Shall see how that goes. And there it goes. You can see when these cast, of course, the water source behind them are disappeared, meaning that we shouldn't get a cast over there. We'll see in a little moment here if it's empty, as I thought it would be. There we go. Yes, of course. Sometimes you don't know. Minecraft may be irregular. You may place them on any sides, but oh, that is quite interesting. If you place it on the mill though, you will of course destroy the water source, which I can showcase here. That's the reason why we place it on the sides, by the way. It seems that these holes kind of lead the water in a specific direction, so you might actually have to leave those in when you do cast the wall. Otherwise, if you want to have that artifact, of course, you may not want to. And there you see, water source is destroyed. So that's why we place it on the side there. Alright, so to do this more like efficiently, basically we apparently need to close up these sections when we do the casting, otherwise the water seems to run its own way. Which does make sense, but you know, I didn't cast them with the irregularity. Otherwise you can just cut that away and you will get like a wall without any breakage. Like, of course, this takes a little time, but yeah, if you want to cast with smooth stone, making platforms like that or making walls like this, for example, is how to do it. So when we remove the mold, of course, if you chose to keep the impurities or like the irregularity inside, you can just remove it there and you have it, and you can put in some decoration or whatever here. Alright, so here we have an example of a cast wall. You can see the portions going together just like this, very nice. And you can see it's a pretty impressive and nice like wall. Like, it's really interesting. The shape of it, it's smooth, it's pretty blocky, but it also looks very powerful. And in these like empty spaces, I would highly recommend to use some like similarly colored stone, or like a polished type of stone or something, to just fill out here to get it some more texture and also not leave any weak spots. Well, hello and welcome to GMODISM Total Nerdery channel. You can see this interesting structure here. I don't know if this will work, but I will try to make an interesting lava cast out of this. I think it should be working fine, but we shall see. So we'll begin with placing the lava, and before we place the water, we need to wait for it to pour all the way down, and I expect that this will take some time. The time for the magic is here. Okay, it's time to pour the water. Let's hope it works. And this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Now that's pretty cool. Here we have it, cast in one piece. I've only took away some of the earth blocks. Other ways it is untouched and, well, it just became automatically like this. It's pretty cool. And we even have a staircase to the top. And yeah, I'm going to decorate a little bit, just some finishing off, and then I'll show you the end process. Like, this is a nice little church tower or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's like this little, we had some backflow of the lava, which created this little platform here too. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, see you soon. The Church of Lapis. So now, I've decorated it a little bit, and now we can see the full beauty of the structure. And well, considering like the work put into this, I must say I think it looks pretty cool. You know, basically all of the cobblestone blocks, they're just cast here, just like that. We just added windows, some holes, fixed the stairs, and of course some decorations to give the building a little bit more personality. Yeah, like this is probably the most efficient way to make a decent staircase. I think that there is no reason to not cast the staircase if you want to have it built in cobblestone. Here is the main gate, which we now should go into. I didn't do much for interiors, but we have some lava in the top like that, and just like this. Well, I do hope you enjoy this little structure, and hope you will make some interesting cast structure as well. Well, hello and welcome to GMODISM Total Nerdery channel. Today I will show you how to cast in Minecraft. How to make lava casts, how to make towers, walls, stairs and pyramids. We'll go through some basic designs I think we'll like, but first let's take a quick tour of what I've been casting. How about pyramids in strange shapes? Very simple walls. Quite nice towers. We have stairs, smooth walls, and my favorite, the crazy wall, with very interesting chaotic structure in the bottom, which I think is one of the beauties with lava casting. When you cast in lava, you sometimes can get these artifacts which are repeating patterns but a little bit irregular, and I think this is really the interesting part here. But of course you can just make a smooth wall like this smooth wall, and the stairs are pretty smooth if you prefer that. And we can even make some interesting shaped towers like this one. Of course I opened up the windows here, but otherwise it's cast as is. Well, shall we indeed begin? Also, I love my little design. This one is pretty cool. It looks like it has like small crosses in the top here, and it's kind of open like this. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, let us begin with some basic casting. Now this way of casting, it won't use or consume the lava or water, so it's basically free of material except basically any block. Basically any block that doesn't burn should be absolutely fine to use as structure. Like dirt works fine, cobblestone is even better if you don't want it to show through on some of the ways we do this casting. So yes, probably cobblestone is best. Let's begin. Now it's perfectly fine to do this in survival, but it's a little bit quicker to do it in creative, so I will show you in creative. But I've been casting a lot in survival. I've done that since like 2011, 2012, but for some stupid reason I never made a video about it. Forgive me with this video, which is a video about it. Okay, so if we just build up this little stack here, and we make a little plus sign basically under it. Then we take some easily removable blocks, put another one, remove the one underneath, which you can do if you stand on it holding shift so you don't fall off. Place down some lava here and just wait for it to reach the bottom. Oh, and if you don't want the lava to float all over the place, you can basically dig a little pit, like this natural pit here. If you just dig one block deep little thing around it, it won't float away. If that concerns you, you can do that. Otherwise, you might get a very large, interesting cast if you do this on a mountain, for example. Might be cool, might crash your game, so keep that in mind. Right, now when this is done, we just pour some water over, we can remove it pretty quickly and let the water do its magic. Ba-dam! We have successfully cast a little tower. Now we can remove the top block, take up the lava again, and place a little cap on. And there we have it. Then it's very easy. If you want to just decorate it in a real simple way, you can just, do something like this. Pretty nice. And of course, inside this tower, there is one block of like free space, so you can have ladders here. That works perfectly fine. Or you can have many ladders. Or even remove this middle one and have one ladder at the side. Do what you want. Anyways, let's move through. Because I will now show you how to make a little more interesting tower. I'll show you how to make this kind of tower. You can make towers in so many shapes and forms. You can have like broader sides like this too, but I find this kind of tower looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna show you that now. Now, make a little stack here of nice any block. I select cobblestone because this can be our ladder pinnacle if we'd like it to be. After that, we just make this simple little pattern here. You can see we basically make a little kind of, staircase shaped form like this. This is what we want to have. Like that. When that is done, place an easily removable block like that. Another one on top. Remove that one. Place the lava. And wait for it to pour down. Right. Lava has now basically reached the floor there. So we can just place some water. Wait some second. Remove it and let the water do its magic. And there we have it. A nice little cast tower. And of course, this is pretty easy. Then you just go up here again, remove this, and place a nice little capstone on. Then you can quite easily open up the passage. Maybe one down is more better. Like that. And you can basically have some window archways or anything you like. You can do many types of forms here. But if you go into this tower here, you can see it's pretty open inside there. It's just empty. Pretty nice. Not much work to make a tower. You can of course decorate them very nicely, but just having the base work done like this saves so much time. Well, now we've basically shown you the basic ways to make the towers, so I will show you how to make walls now. Now I will show you in the end of the video a little tips or secret on how you can make some extra interesting towers too, which I haven't shown you yet, but I'm going to. So hang in there for that one. But because now we're going to look a little bit at normal walls. So let's select this one as a starting point for our wall. I will first show you how to make the most simple wall. Now this wall is the most simple wall, but it's not the most simple wall to make in survival, because it includes some interesting angles which are a little bit hard to make in survival. But, you know, mechanically or whatever, it's the most simple wall. Okay, so what you do is you just place them one lava there and have 2 blocks of free space in between. This is the most like open wall we can make, kind of. And you'll need to wait for it to hit the ground, of course. There we have it. And we just pour a water over every, or on top of the place of the lava source, just like that. Then you can basically remove the water. And there we have it. A pretty simple wall. However, of course, if we're in survival, we want to rescue our lavas. So we can just do, you know, pick them up like that. Perfect. If I want to make this a walkable wall, what I usually do is I just place oops, like that, basically. This was kind of a cool design though. I didn't think of this one before. But this, I think I'll need to do this on some wall sometime. Like that. It's pretty simple, pretty cool. That's the most simple wall. Let's do the smooth wall, which I suppose that a lot of you would like to have. So let's make a smooth wall from here. Now what you want to do is you want to make a little basically bridge or something, a little roadway straight into space, just like this. Like that. Do that for a while. Like that. Now what we want to do is place some stones like that, 2 blocks in between, as before, as long as the wall is going for, like that. And I'm going to close it off in a way, like this, so we more easily can join into something. Now what we want to have is a lava on each of these stones. Let the lava hit the ground. Whoops. There we go. On top of this, you want to make a little kind of walkway thing like this. Like, even though this wall is more complex, it's easier to do in survival than the more simple wall. So I think this wall is a really useful design, actually. Cool. This is pretty fail-safe. You're not easily getting any artifacts, except of course if you try to cast in a tree or something, then the tree will have its shape there. You can actually use some shapes to block the lava flow if you want to have an opening or something. So let's do that. Something like that. Fantastic. There we go. So we get some bonus door here. Okay, now you need to put 1 water for each 3 of the lava sources approximately. Like something like that. And then you'll just wait for the magic to happen. When that is done, you can just remove the water just like that. And then of course you'll need to locate your lava sources and rescue them from destruction. Do that when the water is well away, otherwise you'll have problems. Here we can see a beautiful, beautiful smooth wall. 3 blocks wide, and we even succeeded to make this little opening here. So you can even save some time making openings using that. And well, on the top of the wall it's pretty simple, but you can easily decorate this to be a little bit more interesting. Use your imagination, but you know, it doesn't look even too bad as it is either. So, well, that's pretty solid wall. Very solid wall actually. And so easy. As I have been badgering you a little bit about, I love this irregular shape and like this weird artifacts, especially when they are appearing in a kind of ish pattern. So I'm going to show you as well how to make my favorite wall. So let's get into that. This type of wall looks best when it's pretty high, so we're going to build it from this tower, which I'm going to show you in more detail later. Okay, what you want to do is you don't want to make a 3 by infinity platform thing bridge. You instead want to make 2 evil cobblestone prods, which couldn't exist in reality because of structural integrity. But never mind, this is Minecraft. So let's see here. I think that's far enough for this little showcase. So what you want to do is you want to take a block like that. And you see we leave a space in between here. Like this, like this, like this. And instead of the way we did before, we're not going to place a little thing like this on top here. No, we're going to make it much higher. So now we're going to decide the final height of the wall, which should be here in terms of my proportional, well, whim, basically. Okay, and then you place the source like that. And like we did the super simple wall, we just have 2 blocks of free space between them. Beautiful, there we are. We're now going to pour the water, and as the simple wall, we just place 1 water source over every top of lava. Now this will, the second we start making artifacts because of the blockage down there. You see that first blocks that were made will cause the artifacts growing steadily upwards. So well, we just place the water on the rest of them. And then we can remove it, and you'll see what I mean. And of course, we need to save the lava sources just like that. Whoops. We can actually remove this. Like the top rod, it's just easier if you make it out of something easily removable, so you can make it look nice. Like this, for example. My favorite way. Anyways, as you can see when this has drained away, like that. Now we have this beautiful wall, however, the artifacts are not as nice as usual because of the uneven ground. But well, that's stuff that happens. And well, so that's basically how to make my favorite wall. I don't know if you will like it. I don't know if I'm the only one that kind of appreciates these all over the place patterns and interesting organic shapes almost. Pretty cool you can do that with some lava in Minecraft. In any case, we're now going to look at something else, how to make pyramids. Now this is super straightforward, and I won't bother you with making a big pyramid like I did over there, but I'm going to show you the principles. Now, make a kind of pyramidic shape as large as you have patience for, and I recommend you to do a pretty large shape to begin with, because if it's too small you will just waste time casting it, which is actually less efficient when it goes to a point where it's just a lot better to cast it. But in the beginning you want, you know, a shape that's probably a little bit bigger than this. Yeah, but you do you. You'll see. There we have it. What we want to do, of course, is like the towers, this kind of shape. Pour some lava and wait. There we have it. And then we pour some water on top. Water cleared away, we can pick up the lava source. And here you see an interesting pyramid shape. To make this pyramid bigger, what you simply do is place, like we did before, and just repeat the previous step. Alright, we're basically done for pouring round 2. Let's do that. And there you have it. Now we can make this pyramid grow in different ways. What we can do, if we want to make this pyramid grow in this direction, we can do like this. We place any block like that, and then we pour lava. I'm gonna show you with water, just to make it fast, like that, and then you pour the water on top of that, because of course the first one is lava, but that's the place you want to pour it anyways. I'm now going to show you how to increase it diagonally, because I want to try that. So pour the lava there instead, in the corner. And then you put a little earthen block or anything like that on top of it, let it flow and pour water on top of it. And there we have that one. Now we can pour some water. Whoops, now we accidentally destroyed the lava, which is why you want to wait a little bit before pouring. Now you can see we extended the pyramid one place in this direction. And of course, we can repeat this if you want a very prolonged diagonal pyramid thing. This is a pretty easy way to do. Also, why you want to wait for it to pour down is because if you don't, you'll get this effect. I don't know if you see that. Now you can see we basically have a little gap here. And you can use this to your advantage too. If you want some really weird shapes, let's see if I can find it. Ah, there we have it. My super weird little pyramid thing. Now it's pretty interesting though. These have a kind of ish hollow pattern inside of it, which you can see. It's not all solid. So you can kind of mine it open and see some interesting results. Oh, and of course, my dear smooth wall fans, let me show you how to make a smooth stair, which will go greatly with your smooth wall. Okay, so where you want to have the staircase, you just make a little staircase thing like this down to the bottom. Beautiful. And as you probably expect, you know the next deal, pour the lava on top of the first staircase place. Amazing. Also, which I didn't even think about until now, you see this top little block here? You can actually replace this with stairs. If you do that, you can just open it up and you will have it basically complete. I'm going to show you what I mean pretty soon. There we have it. Let's pour the water. Oh god, I poured it incorrectly. There's where we want to pour it. Didn't matter for this case. This type of structure is pretty fail-safe, so that's pretty nice. There we got it. Pretty cool. Now we can save the lava and let the water disappear. Now you may say this is not a very nice staircase. Well, it is looking a lot more like a staircase if you remove this block. And you can see these blocks. These were the ones which we placed firstly. So if you had used that as stairs instead, this would basically have been a done staircase as soon as you just remove the first top layer here. Pretty cool, isn't it? I think so. Well, there's how to make a slope or stairs. Any case, let us move on. because there is one more thing I wanted to show you, and that is of course my cool tower. Some more advanced magic you can use when casting. Now, this tower was cast with this little opening here, and you can even see the little shape I've put inside of it. And if we go on top of it, you can see that the top isn't even symmetrical, it's a little bit flattened here, and that's also an effect you can do if you, instead of making the staircase both ways like this, you make it only one way like that, which you can do. But let me show you how to cast a tower with an opening here, and we're going to use the mountainside as our starting point. Alright, I now made my little starting point. This is the point we'll start from. But to make this little opening, what we want to do is some interesting things. We just make a little rod outwards like this, and it will part the lava. We then can part it again, doing a little interesting effect, just like this. Oh, and you want to use something that is more easily removable, I think. And then to make the opening, what we want to do is of course make a little protective area like this. Here we have it. Now we can just pour the lava. And wait. Now of course the mountainside is going to mess with us quite a bit, which I should have expected, but whatever. Let's pour the water on it and you'll see the effect. We can clean it up easily afterwards. Magic. We can now save the lava and put a little capstone on. Beautiful. And of course we want to remove the earth. Dirt. And there we have it. A magic tower. Cast tower. But it's pretty cool, it has a nice opening and it's done in one casting. And of course you can use your imagination to make basically anything. You can spend a lot more time if you would like to experiment some really nice shapes. You can just remove that and you have it much smoother. Pretty nice. I hope this last tip was something you did enjoy too, like my little, I don't know, advanced casting class. And well, if you did see this last bit, if you waited for the secret of the masterclass, I hope you think it was worth it, and I hope you will cast some super cool structures with cobblestone. I mean, I think in my survival world I'm going to make a like big castle area of this. It kind of looks a little bit evil, to be honest, but make a big like evil castle area, and I will try to find some sinister villagers and make it interesting, I don't know, dark castle village. Something like that would be pretty cool. Now, if that was helpful for you, please leave a like, that helps me a lot. Please subscribe and check out my other channels too. We have the GMODIST channel for 24/7 entertainment, and we got the relaxism channel. We got some really nice sleep and relaxation videos. This is your host Eric, signing out.